Right, we also use a number of graphs in data handling on statistics. In this particular case, the graph that we're given here is called the histogram. We might be given a bar graph, you might be given a pie chart. Right, in this histogram, the difference between histogram and a pie graph is that a bar graph will be a graph like this one, separated. But if it is clustered together, we refer to it as the histogram. Right, looking at this one, we're required to complete this table given this graph. So how do you do that? This one starts from between 60 and 70. It starts from 60 up to 70, but we don't include 70. We just include just before 70 because the next one will start from 70 up to 80, but 80 not included. The next one will start from 80 to that one, to 90. Now when we do it, we say, because these are sales in rands, so we say our R or R should be greater, should be above or equals to 60, and also it should be less than what? Than 70. So make sure that you don't include equal on this one, on this part, because the 70 will be included in the next part, where we'll be saying our R is greater or equals. Now I'm including 70 when I'm doing 70 and 80. It is our daily sales are greater or equals to 70 rand, but less than, what is the next one? It is 80. But let's just complete it further from the first line. Between 60 and 70, this one, what is the frequency? This side is the frequency, this side are the daily sales. So between 60 and 70, you check, you read from this side. We can see that it is 5. So the frequency there is 5. So what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative is where you add something on top of another one. Because we are just starting, we're adding this 5 to nothing. So the cumulative frequency there will also be 5. Remember, the next cumulative frequency will be something bigger than that because we'll be adding from 5. Now, let's find out the frequency between 70 and 80. You go to your histogram, you check the 70 and 80, which is here, you read the frequency there. You read it from the side. This particular case, it is 11. So you go to your frequency table, you write 11 there. What is accumulative frequency? To write accumulative frequency, you take this 5, you add it to this 11. So what is 5 plus 11? It is 1, 6. It is 16. So the cumulative frequency is 16. So at the end here, it will tell us exactly the value of n. Right. After this, let's look at this one. We've done 60 and 70, between 60 and 70. We've done 70 and 80. We're coming to this one, where our rents are between, I will start with 80 this side, less than 90. Let's just quickly finish this together because of time. The next one, it is less or equals to 90, less than 100. We go up to 120. This is where we are, between 90 and 100. The next one, it is greater or equals to 100 now, and less than, between this one, 110. The last one, less or equals to 110 up to less than 120. Right, let's push in the frequency, then the cumulative frequency there. Let's start with the third one. Between 80 and 90, 80 and 90. Let us read that frequency, the frequency there. Between 80 and 90, between 80 and 90, so that we can write the frequency there. Oops, we go there. What is the frequency there? It is 22. So between 80 and 90, it is 22. What is the accumulative frequency? Remember, to find the 16, we said 5 plus 11. It gave us 16. To find the value here, we're going to say 16 plus 22 to give us the accumulative frequency for this region. So it will be, you add this 2. 6 plus 2, it is 8. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, it is 3. So the accumulative frequency there, it is 38. Let us find now the frequency between 90 and 100. 90 and 100. It is important that you must be able to read these graphs. 90 and 100, what is the frequency there? You go up to the actual part, you read the frequency that side. Ah, it is 13. The frequency there, it is 13, 1, 3. What then do you think will be cumulative frequency there? What do you think will be the cumulative frequency? Let's work it out together. What is 8 plus 3? It is 1. It is 11. Carry 1. 4 plus 1, it is 5. It is 51. The cumulative frequency there is 51. Let's look at the region between 100 and 110. 100 and 110. We go up there, we look at the frequency. When you look at the frequency there, it is 7. So between that region, the frequency is 7. So what will be the accumulative frequency there? You say 7 plus 1, it is 8, and this 5, so it is 58. So the accumulative frequency there, it is 58. Let's look at the last one. Between 100 and 120, between 110 and 120, what is the frequency there? Ah, it is exactly on the line. It is 3. So this one will be 3. Then what will be accumulative frequency? You add this 2. So it's 3 plus 8, it is 11, carry 1, plus 5, it is 6. So it is 61. So this 61 becomes very important. It is the one that will refer to it as n. The number of times, 61, 61. Right. Let's move on. Let's look at the next question that they've asked us in this particular question. The first question that they asked us was 10.1 to complete this table. Then in 10.2, they want us to sketch the ogive. The ogive is the graph that, it is important that when you talk about graphs, you must have a pictorial diagram. If I say to you, what type of a graph is this one? What type of a graph is this one? Ah, it is a quadratic graph. It is the parabola. What type of a graph is this one? It is the exponential graph. I must be able to know these graphs. So if I have a graph like this one and say to you, what type of a graph is this one? It is an ogive. Others, they call it the ogive. If the learners somewhere where I used to teach in Lamontville, they call this inyoga nyoga. There's a dance that they used to call to dance on these graphs. They call it inyoga nyoga. So they know exactly how this graph should look like. It should look like exactly like that dance. Now let's sketch this graph. It is important that when you plot this graph in 10.2, you must make sure that it should start, because this one starts from 6 and 0. That should be the first point that we plot. So the first point that we remember when plotting, we're plotting this section and the cumulative frequency. You don't plot the frequency. So the first one that you plot is 60 and 0. Where is 60 and 0 in this diagram? Let me use colored chalk when plotting this, 60 and 0. This is the first one, 60 and 0. Where is it? Where is it? This is x and y, 60 and 0. That's the first point that we plot. What is the next point that we have to plot there? We need to plot the next one. It's going to be 70 and 5. We are going to plot the upper ones now, the 70 and 5. Where is 70? Where do you think 70 is? This is 60, this is 80. So 70 is somewhere in between. We're going to plot it with 5. This goes in 10, 10, 20, 30. So 5 will be somewhere in between. So it will be somewhere there. And 70 is here. So there, where they meet will be my next point. That point is 70 and 5. So the next point to plot is 80 and 16. I go to 80. Fortunately, it's exactly on the line, 80. Then 80 goes with, remember, it doesn't go with 11, it goes with the cumulative one, which is 16 in this particular case. So 80 will go with 16. So I look for 16 this side. If this is 10, that is 20. So in between will be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 16 will be somewhere here. I'll try and make it. Right, 16 will be somewhere there. So what is it? What am I plotting 16 with what? With 80. So 80 is here. So that is where the point will be. Right. That's my other point. Remember, I'm sketching this graph. As I do it, I don't lose sight of the graph that I'm trying to sketch. I want to try to sketch something that looks like that. Remember, inyoganyo or jive. You see a jiver in these graphs. The next one. The next one, after plotting, remember that we've done this point. which was the second one. We've done the second one, and this one, the one that goes 90, we're sketching this one now, 90 and 38. Where is 90? Where is 90? Where is 90? If this is 80, 90 should be somewhere in between. So it is somewhere here. What is 90 goes with? With 38, with 38. If this is 30, 35 will be there, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So 38 will be somewhere here. So 38 will be somewhere here, while this halfway, So that's my other point. Right. Remember what I plotted was just 90 and 38. The next one is 151. This is where 100 is. This is where 100 is. Where is my 50? This is my 50. So 51 is slightly above that. We're saying 151. 151. That is the point. That is the point. What is the next one? We've just done 151. We're now doing 110 and 58. 110 and 58. 110 will be somewhere in between here, because 120 is there. 58, just close to 60 there. So this is where my 58 is. It should just be close to 60 there. It should be somewhere there. Right. What's the last point to plot? We've just done this one, 110 and 58. We've just done those coordinates. The last one is 61 and 120. 61 and 120. This is 120. Where is 61? This is 60. So 61 must be just above that. 60, 120 and 61. That is the point. All that I need to do now is to join those points to have my ogive. So my graph will be a graph that looks like this. Right. This is my ogive. This is how it dance, the snake dance. This is the typical graph which we call the ogive. Right? That's how you sketch this graph. Let's look at the next question that they might ask us in this particular question. If I look at this section, the next question. Okay. The next question, they might ask us to find the median, using the ogive to find the median. Using the ogive to find the median. Remember, what is the median? Median is Q2. Q2. Remember, how do I find the position of Q2? To find the position of Q2, I say my median will be equals to 1 over 2 into n plus 1. That's how I find my median. Remember, when we're doing our Q2, when we're doing our introduction, we said Q2 is 2 over 4, which is the same as 1 over 2. This will give me the position of where it is. So in this particular case, what is the value of n? Remember what we said here? The last value here, it is the value of n. So in this particular case, if n is 61, what is the median? Remember, this is not giving me the actual median. It is only giving me the position of the median. It is just giving me the position of the median. So the position will then be half of 61 plus 1, which is 62. What is half of 62? In this particular case, half of 6 is 3, half of 2 is 1. So the position of the median is 31. But I've got to find the actual median. Now, if I go to 31. Where is 31? Right, this is where 30 is. If this is 35, so 31 is slightly above it. So 31 will be there. So if I go there, I will be stopped by the graph. That is where it stops me. Just before 90. So I will go down. That is the median. This value here that I read off here is the value called to the median. Remember, this is 80, this is 90, and this is 100. So the median here would be about 89. So my median there will be about 88, 89. Remember, these are estimates. We said we must estimate it, but we should not go off from the actual margin. Thank you.